Helldivers 2 offers a vast array of weaponry, whether it's a stratagem that can launch a mini nuke, or maybe it's a sidearm that shoots lasers with infinite ammo. But what if we took all of that away? What if we tried to complete the hardest difficulty the game has to offer against all three of the different factions, while only using what you start the game with? A viewer on the channel recently had recommended this challenge, and I immediately wanted to try it. So I enlisted my girlfriend to help me tackle this challenge. That being, we get to use the standard default loadout that you are provided with when you start the game. The standard Liberator, the Peacemaker, and the only two stratagems that you begin with, which consists of the Orbital Precision Strike and the Machine Gun. While the game does force you to take 4 stratagems in order to enter the mission, we would just take 2 filler stratagems and just opt to not use them the entire time.
It does the same thing.
Wait, really? Oh shit, okay.
In order to keep with the same theme of the default loadout, we would also not be using any sort of boosters, as I don't believe when you start the game you get any boosters, as well as only using the base armor that you start the game with. The passive in the armor is overall pretty basic. It gives you a bit more armor while still maintaining the medium armor category, which this passive is actually pretty decent. Even if it isn't as helpful as some of the other passives in the game, it actually came into play quite often. Having that little bit of extra buffer while still maintaining medium armor went a long way. I will also mention it here as it only occurs one time throughout the run, but we would be allowing the ability to pick up weapons found in the battlefield, so things like lockers and such where you might find a stalwart. However, we didn't really use this. The only reason I say this is because my girlfriend picked up a stalwart one time and used it for maybe 2 minutes before she got unalived and lost it, which is the only reason I mention it here. Otherwise, we pretty much didn't use any of them. So as I mentioned, I wanted to try this very bare bones loadout on the hardest difficulty on all 3 of the different fronts to see how it performs. We decided to start with the bugs first. I also wanted to do full-length missions here, which meant that we wouldn't be doing any sort of short missions like Blitz or anything else like that. The bugs were probably tied for the hardest time I've ever had with a mission inside of Helldivers 2. This truly felt like a super Helldive mission. My girlfriend and I fought through hell and back with this. We spent nearly the entire mission, which was around a half hour or so, simply just fighting for our lives, running and gunning as we retreated from each bug breach after each bug breach. We were very limited given that all of our weaponry was either light or medium pen only, with our machine gun being our only medium pen option and the precision orbital strike being our only anti-tank or heavy pen option. So anytime there was a Bile Titan, a Charger, or an Impaler, we would essentially just be relying on our machine guns in order to focus on their weak points to take them out. This mission honestly felt impossible for a majority of it. The fact that we had around 10 or so minutes left before we would be abandoned and we hadn't even completed a single objective or really done anything left us feeling pretty defeated. We were ready to pretty much call this mission a failure and move on to the next faction. And then, suddenly... So we locked in.
Dude, we're never gonna get this shit done. We're gonna have to retreat again, dude. There's so much shit spawning right now. Fuck.
Try to land on the charger.
Let's go. You fucking did. Objective, because we're
Oh shit!
Hey! Boy, you mad boy, you mad boy, you mad boy. Bitch, shoot his ass.
I'm trying, there was a lot of shit on me.
I think this is the hardest I've ever had to sweat at Helldivers.
That is giant enemy spider.
Ow.
Really not.
Super credits. Super credits.
At least
super
we got
credits,
super
top
credits.
shelf. And bottom shelf.
We bum rushed each of the objectives, taking out all of the eggs, while being chased by numerous Chargers and Bile Titans. We started adapting actual real-world military tactics, such as talking guns, where my girlfriend and I would take turns firing our machine guns at the hordes of Terminids in order to maintain constant pressure, as well as to allow each other to constantly retreat while one covers them, thus creating more space between us and the bug menace. After a hard-fought mission, we finally made it to the extract. My girlfriend had made it there before me and had started the extraction. Unfortunately, I was being overrun by a bug reach as well as some Bile Titans, which followed me to the extraction. We gave it our all and tried kiting around the enemies to stay near the extraction, but sadly my girlfriend did end up going MIA.
Try to see if you can lure him away from the extract. Oh shit.
Stepped on me, fuck! Holy shit, there's so much down there. Oh my god.
Where the
Shoot at them, Pelican one! Shoot at them, Pelican one!
They jumping me! They jumping me! Save your boy!
Let's go!
However, the mission was a success, and we had a half-successful extraction, which was much more than we had initially thought we were going to be able to achieve. This was honestly a ton of fun, and one of the best times I've had with Helldivers. The sheer pressure and the amount of bugs were definitely overwhelming and even a bit frustrating at times. But experiencing that mission in its entirety and coming out on top with our limited options was Helldivers at its peak in my opinion. After that adrenaline rush, we felt confident going into the Illuminate mission. Not only did the Illuminate lack the numbers of the bugs, but they also lacked many enemies that required heavy pen or anti-tank in order to take down efficiently, meaning our bare bones arsenal would prove more effective overall, of which that thought reigned true. This mission and this front was by far the easiest time we had during this challenge. Our only real threats here were probably stingrays and harvesters, as even the overseers didn't stand much of a chance against our machine guns and liberators. We completed the mission quite quickly as well, which allowed us to do a bit more exploring around the map. We genuinely felt like we were well prepared for this mission, regardless of our default loadout. Combined with our new experience of working together in order to cover each other, the Illuminate really didn't stand much of a chance against us. Our only real issues came when one of us would get unalived and lose our machine gun, which thankfully didn't happen all too often on this mission, but not having that machine gun around really made things a lot harder. Being able to prevent the Illuminate ships by destroying the drones as well made this mission much easier, as with the bugs or the bots, a breach or a bot drop is pretty much almost inevitable at some point. However, we were pretty on top of taking out the drones and preventing any warp ships from coming in at all.
The buddy bunker button, and he like walked away. He was like, alright, understandable.
He's like, oh, you want the super credits? I got you.
He's like, nah, I got you. I'm on that grind too, man.
That is, until the extraction. We weren't sure how it happened, but there was a large patrol already fighting us, and it kept us distracted enough for one of the drones to call a warp ship. Once they dropped off the reinforcements, this made the extraction the hardest part of the mission. We were simply just being overrun by stingrays, harvesters, meat bobs, and the sheer number of voteless attacking from all angles. We were forced to mostly run around the extraction and dive for our lives, essentially. We would occasionally fire back in order to get a little bit of a breather, but it was just too much. Thankfully, we lasted enough time for Pelican 1 to land, and we both managed to extract. Just barely, though.
Oh shit.
Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, let's just go. Let's just go. Oh fuck. I may not make it, Faye. Ah!
No, baby. Ah, get in. We made it.
Holy shit.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Hello? What? Okay, no, I thought we extracted.
Meaning the Illuminate mission was a complete success and in record time, as it took around 17 minutes or so. So far, we were 2 for 2, but our hopes were about to be crushed. We both had thought about the bots and how this loadout would measure up, which was partly why we saved them for last. We both knew the bots had lots of heavy armor, as well as anti-tank enemies in order to take them out efficiently. With how limited our arsenal was, we would have a lot of trouble handling pretty much half of their forces, which was a recipe for disaster. As we launched the bot mission, we feared this would be the faction that finally broke us, which was funny given that the bots are my favorite faction to fight. The bots were just as hard fought as the bugs, and they ended even worse. If the bugs felt like an overwhelming wave of zombies constantly rushing us into our graves, the bots made us feel as if we were going into Vietnam as a two-man crew without any support or reinforcements. We constantly ran for cover and would be ragdolled by the waves of rocket launchers or turret fire. Seeing factory striders was an instant retreat for us, as we couldn't use anything like the recoilless or quasar to handle it efficiently. We would essentially be spamming our few grenades that we had on tanks in order to get rid of them. As for hulks, we mostly relied on cooperation, as we would have one person take the hulk's attention and have the other destroy their heatsink. Ultimately, we lacked the firepower that was needed to handle the sheer amount of heavy armor the bots had in an efficient manner. I was really surprised that we managed to complete the mission at all, although we had to tactically retreat pretty much every objective and complete them as fast as possible. The extraction was another issue. However, as we fled our last objective, there was a wave of bots chasing us along with another bot drop. We would get launched across the frozen lands into outposts as well as other patrols. There was also a stratagem jammer near the extraction, which, given that the precision strike was our only way to hurt things like factory striders, I made it a priority to take it out. We had exhausted pretty much all of our reinforcement lives, and my girlfriend had also been taken out. We wanted to head back for our samples, as we had acquired quite a few, and we were still upgrading our ship stratagems. The idea quickly vanished, though, the moment we saw how many bots were around us.
Just gonna stay really quiet.
Oh, I can't go back to the bay. We can't go get those samples are gone. We need to go.
Okay.
Well, we did make it to the extraction. We had been completely overrun by the number of bots and armor that they had. My girlfriend and I didn't survive the evacuation time, and ultimately, the bots took us out. The mission was a success, but we ended up giving our lives to Super Earth in this last mission.
Oh god! I have no stims! Oh my god, bro!
I'm getting shot at by all the other fucking shit, god dang it. Oh shit, never mind, there's fucking turrets over here.
I need to get to the supply drop. Okay. I need to go back. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Come on, get him, please. Please. Please, not here. Oh my god, it's up the factory strider!
God damn!
It's up the factory strider!
Oh, I can't do much. I've got no
Oh my
stims.
god, oh my god, oh my
I've
god.
got no
oh my
fucking
god.
anything. I'm dead.
No, babe, no. Oh my god, I'm dead also. I'm so dead. Oh my god, I got lit up. Yeah, I died bleeding.
Wow, what a time. I absolutely love this challenge, and it was a total blast to do. Sure, it's difficult, but even with how little the game starts you off with, you can definitely spread some managed democracy to all of Super Earth's enemies. I would highly recommend this challenge to anyone if you want to have a fun time. Those moments where you have your back against the wall, enemies in all directions either firing or running towards you, as you load your last clip and set up for an epic final stand with your teammates, is some of the most fun I've experienced in this game. Adopting actual real-world tactics to make use of your limited arsenal was such a good time. Thank you again for recommending this challenge, and if you have any other runs you want to see me try, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you all and will always credit anyone for their ideas. Thank you again for all the support, as I can't thank each of you enough. It truly means the world to me. With that, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you're watching this. And as always, take it easy.
I'm so stressed. I'm getting like stress burps right now. This is awful. Oh, I see stims right here. I see stims. Not a Star Wars.